Chosen ones. The third week of January 2026 does not follow the laws of linear time. If you move through the next 7 days on autopilot, you will miss the vital transmissions the universe is attempting to deliver. What you thought you understood about this month is now obsolete. We have entered a rupture in the atmospheric grid where familiar routines will fail, and the plans you once held dear may suddenly feel hollow. Between January 18th and January 24th, we enter a lunar turning point. This is not an ordinary transit. It is a divine check-in phase. The universe is pausing the momentum of the year to see who is truly paying attention. If you've felt a strange emotional pressure or a sense that things are slightly out of place, understand this. The lunar cycle is testing your readiness for what comes next. But before we decode the specific shifts of January 20th and 22nd, you must seal your awareness. Like this video right now to signal to the great architect that you are no longer moving in a blind fog. In the comments below, I want you to type the code 777 anchored, not for the algorithm, but as a commitment to your own presence. Type 777 anchored to declare, I am the master of my reactions, and I am aligned with the divine rhythm. Subscribe to the Holy Days, for in this week of sudden realizations, these updates are your only radar. The critical windows. January 20th, the Great Review, a key lunar moment, will highlight every habit and reaction you've been repeating without thought. This is where mistakes happen for the masses, but for you, it is a window for correction. Slow your reactions, observe the urge to rush, then choose stillness instead. January 22nd, the responsibility shift. A massive energy shift will target your focus and self-control. The universe isn't creating trouble. It is revealing the cracks in your foundation. When handled with care, this day brings a quiet miracle, a sudden clarity that will save you years of future regret. This week, shortcuts will no longer work. The easy way out has been blocked by the cosmos. Steady, deliberate effort is the only currency accepted now. You will notice your boundaries becoming sharper and your thinking becoming dangerously clear. Distractions that used to pull at you will lose their magnetic power. Love is also undergoing a trial by fire. Relationships built on comfort or hollow habit will begin to struggle, while those anchored in truth and grounded reality will find a new, unstoppable strength. The cosmos is showing you exactly what and who belongs in your future. The week of January 18th is a filter. The noise is fading. Your realignment starts now. Chosen ones, all awakened souls. Today, January 16th, marks a seismic shift that your body and mind can no longer ignore. Even if your external world appears normal, a silent surge is moving beneath the surface of your reality. Something immense is rearranging the very fabric of your existence, and your internal rhythm is being forced to adjust to a much larger divine flow. If your sleep has come in short, restless stretches, or if your mind is suddenly hyperfixated on details that usually pass you by, understand that these are not problems. These are signs of activation. Your physical temple is acting as an antenna for a heightened current, moving through every cell of your being. You may be experiencing strange, unexplainable sensations right now. The sensory spike, sudden eye twitches, high-pitched ringing in the ears, or a restless buzzing in your hands and feet. Thermal shift, waves of sudden warmth or localized chills, even when your surroundings are consistent. The frequency purge food may suddenly taste sharper or completely bland. What used to satisfy your cravings no longer resonates with your field. This is not weakness, it is a divine cleansing. Your emotions are rising unexpectedly, flashes of joy, followed by deep frustration or a haunting longing for change. Each wave is valid. Your system is realigning, flushing out the static of the old world so you can respond to the high-voltage future that is desperately trying to be born through you. This week, the moon opens a metaphysical gateway that stirs the parts of ourselves we have spent lifetimes ignoring. It is dragging the things we hide, the fears, the regrets, and the calcified habits into the blinding light of awareness. This is the divine audit. As Carl Jung famously understood, your shadow side holds power not to punish you, but to teach you. The universe is using simple disagreements, old habits, or moments of heavy silence as triggers for your reflection. It is as if the moon is lighting a room in your soul that you haven't entered in years, showing you the corners you've purposefully overlooked. Do not run from the discomfort. The urge to avoid these feelings is your signal that you are close to a breakthrough. Leaning in gently, without judgment, allows you to untangle the karmic burdens that have held you captive. The signal is clear, and the veil is thinning, to confirm that you are no longer living on autopilot, and that you are ready to command this new frequency. You must do 3 things right now. Like this video to send a shockwave of positive alignment into the collective consciousness. Subscribe to the Holy Days, because the urgent transmissions for your journey will be arriving daily as we navigate this intense corridor. The master key, go to the comments right now and type the code 1166. Typing 116 signals to your spirit guides and the cosmic architects that you are awake, aware, and ready for this practical reset. This is your digital declaration, your signature on your new soul contract. The process is gradual, but the shift is irreversible. Honor each sensation. Respond without forcing. The light is revealing the master you were born to be. Today, the internal process shifts dramatically, becoming active in a highly structured way that inherently generates foundational strength rather than internal chaos or cognitive dissonance. That initial vague state of inner awareness now organically crystallizes into tangible movement and directed action. The intricate systems of the body and the mind begin a novel, collaborative relationship, meticulously clearing residual mental and emotional clutter to establish a stable internal architecture for steadier focus and a powerfully defined direction. This profound shift is decidedly not marked by loud, overwhelming fanfare. Instead, its presence is demonstrated through a quiet, assured confidence, the facility to make cleaner, less compromised decisions, and a sharpened, immediate sense of exactly what deserves your finite time and energy. Across the window of January 16th through the 21st, the lunar influence actively supports a complete systemic reset at the most fundamental personal level, deeply ingrained. Outdated emotional reactions and habitual responses rapidly lose their energetic hold. In their place, new, aligned responses surface with increasing grace and spontaneity. While many esoteric traditions label this experience as a form of spiritual rebirth, its manifestation is exquisitely practical. You might suddenly observe, with quiet astonishment, that you no longer respond identically to specific situations or triggers that once wielded significant, controlling influence over your daily mood or stability. That noticeable detachment from the past is the visible proof of true growth. Various spiritual architectures describe this particular stage as the activation of light codes within the physical and energetic system. Interpreted simply, this indicates that your entire operating system is recalibrating to a higher, more sustainable internal rhythm. Previously competitive or isolated energy centers start harmonizing their functions. Specifically, the energetic areas linked to authentic voice, refined intuition, and existential stability achieve a dynamic equilibrium. Consequently, you may find yourself articulating your thoughts or needs with drastically fewer second guesses, or trusting your internal judgment without the debilitating need to analyze every single step multiple times. This phase simultaneously brings subtle, novel abilities into conscious awareness. These are not dramatic comic book powers. They reveal themselves as dramatically stronger inner insight, impeccable timing in crucial decisions, and a surgical ability to read the underlying dynamics of complex social or situational contexts without the need for exhaustive overthinking. You may discover you naturally guide others with unanticipated ease, offer advice that resonates precisely at the moment it is needed, or intuit potential outcomes well before they begin to physically manifest. These emerging gifts are nurtured and grow exponentially when you consistently choose to act from a space of calm-centeredness and deliberate intention. The defining theme of this moment is true empowerment. Nothing is being forcefully stripped away from you. Rather, sovereign control returns precisely to its rightful place. This transition is not about repairing a structural flaw. It is the confident, intentional process of stepping into a demonstrably more capable, refined, and potent version of your enduring self through sustained, steady change. Some might perceive this as the reactivation of primary energy centers chakras, particularly those governing grounding, self-expression, and higher perception. What holds the greatest weight, however, is the tangible improvement in your daily quality of life. You navigate incoming challenges with notably less psychological strain. You effortlessly remain centered and unwavering when people around you react impulsively or dramatically. You trust your own internal pacing without the corrosive habit of constant comparison to others. Crucially, this high-level activation does not necessitate strenuous effort. It responds most favorably to clear honesty and consistent alignment. When you consciously choose to remain fully present and operate deliberately, the entire unfolding process occurs with flawless, natural timing. Self-confidence blossoms without the need for artificial forcing mechanisms. By the conclusion of this energetic window, you stand fundamentally more secure in your forward direction. The moon completes its guiding function by deeply reinforcing the stable, capable architecture that already resides within your core. What rises to the surface now possesses staying power, powerfully shaping the months ahead through an enduring foundation of balance, profound clarity, and self-sustaining personal authority. From this moment through January 21st, a wider, pervasive change is sweeping through the collective human consciousness in a manner so subtle and widespread that it simply cannot be geographically or personally isolated. This specific window carries a powerful, shared motion, synchronized by the moon's rhythmic cycles and by a broader, energetic mandate that intrinsically connects individuals across vast distances and diverse cultural boundaries. It is neither loud nor overtly dramatic. yet it is profoundly far from passive. In the wake of the intense energetic signatures left by the recent supermoon and the wolf moon, countless individuals are currently adjusting to an unfamiliar, higher collective frequency, often without fully understanding why their established focus, rigid priorities, and automatic reactions no longer align with the framework they previously held dear. The lunar shift occurring during January 16th to 21st functions as a communal reset of navigation, gently yet firmly diverting global attention away from stale, outdated behavioral loops and toward a radically different, more conscious means of participating in the unfolding daily reality. On the collective level, this is precisely where the stabilization of deep personal change begins to generate ripples that echo outward. Every mindful choice made, every deliberate pause taken, every decision to participate differently adds foundational weight and positive momentum to the shared energetic field. This influence is not mystical or exaggerated. It is the measurable impact of coherence. When a substantial number of individuals cease feeding emotional energy into outdated reactive patterns, the entire global frequency and tone perceptibly shifts. This mechanism defines how authentic collective awakening actually unfolds, not through singular, more massive displays of power, but through millions of small, simultaneous individual redirections. The moon serves a vital function here, acting as a celestial marker that signals the optimal moment when these essential, shared adjustments become intrinsically easier to sustain. What renders this current phase singularly unique is its pervasive effect on people who might never consciously identify themselves as spiritual or engaged in esoteric practices. There is a palpable, growing intolerance for inauthentic noise, shallow routines, or recycled goals that no longer deliver genuine, soulful meaning, manifesting across professional environments, domestic life, and social interactions. Many individuals are simply withdrawing their attention from roles and expectations that once rigidly defined their identity. This withdrawal rarely manifests as conflict. It is typically enacted through the quiet, definitive dissolution of interest. The deep energy shift actively encourages immediate alignment with what truly fits one's present reality rather than rigidly adhering to what merely worked effectively in the past. As this internal and external filtering unfolds, the shared collective field becomes significantly more responsive and receptive when a single individual successfully stabilizes their direction and purpose. That achievement subtly yet powerfully supports countless others striving to do the exact same thing. This interlocking mechanism explains why broad global changes frequently accelerate and lock in following significant lunar events. The moon does not unilaterally create the shift, but it precisely times it. It marks the decisive moment when previously scattered or diffuse intentions begin to synchronize and move in concert. During this heightened window, clear actions carry exponentially more weight and influence than eloquent words, and sustained consistency matters far more than fleeting intensity. Another core theme emerging in this period is a recognition of shared responsibility. This is not responsibility in a burdensome or heavy sense, but in the heightened awareness of one's energetic impact. Every single action feeds and influences the wider environment. Choosing clarity over automatic reaction, or deliberate steadiness over unnecessary excess, measurably contributes to the energetic tone experienced by everyone else. This is the practical definition of how individual alignment translates directly into tangible collective uplift. The energy shift fundamentally amplifies whatever is most frequently repeated, which is precisely why this phase profoundly rewards conscious, highly deliberate choices, even those that seem remarkably small or insignificant. There is also a noticeable, rapid alteration in how people engage with and process information. Long-standing, old narratives lose their manipulative grip with unprecedented speed. Concepts or ideas that rely heavily on fear, manipulation, or division struggle significantly to hold sustained attention. Simultaneously, perspectives rooted in honesty, stability, and practicality spread and resonate much more easily. This filtering process is not occurring because people are being externally guided, but because they are internally becoming acutely more selective. The collective mind is actively refining its fundamental standards of truth and relevance. The moon's influence powerfully supports this refinement by illuminating and highlighting everything that definitively no longer deserves attention or focus. On a planetary scale, this period effectively aligns many disparate regions into a synchronized phase of deep reassessment. Although specific local circumstances vary wildly, the underlying theme remains universally consistent. Anything that is structurally unsustainable begins to gracefully dissolve and fade. This applies equally to personal commitments and to established broader systems of interaction. The awakening unfolding now is not poetic or dramatic. It is intensely practical. People are consistently choosing what demonstrably works and allowing the rest to dissolve simply through lack of participation and sustained energetic input. As the lunar influence continues, the collective vibrational frequency naturally becomes more stable. This stability does not imply absolute stillness. It means dynamic coherence. When a sufficient number of individuals sustain a steady, clear direction, the shared field becomes markedly less reactive and significantly more resilient. This is the critical juncture where genuine, sustainable progress becomes attainable without relying on forceful imposition. Changes take deep, enduring root because they are inherently supported by collective alignment, not because they were aggressively mandated. This phase also generates a renewed and profound respect for intuitive timing without the need to obsessively analyze it. Actions land with greater efficacy and positive impact when they are deeply grounded in a state of grounded readiness rather than driven by artificial urgency. The energy shift globally encourages a measured patience seamlessly paired with firm, clear intention. This combination drastically reduces unnecessary friction and allows genuine cooperation to form organically, even among individuals holding vastly different perspectives. By the culmination of this energetic stretch, many will sense that the collective tone of the world feels fundamentally different, not necessarily lighter or heavier, but unmistakably clearer. Priorities sharpen instinctively. Distractions lose their magnetic appeal. The moon's participation in this entire process is subtle yet unwavering, persistently guiding collective attention toward what truly sustains and away from what fundamentally drains. This is the precise appearance of authentic collective awakening. It is not chaotic, it is not dramatic, but it is deeply and profoundly effective. This shared moment powerfully sets the stage for the months that follow, anchoring vital new standards across the entirety of the global field. Individual, mindful choices ripple inexorably outward, actively shaping a collective direction that inherently favors clarity, grounded responsibility, and sustainable, ethical growth. The energy shift currently underway does not demand blind belief. It responds actively to deliberate action. And as more people align their choices with what authentically fits their present lives, the collective ascension proceeds, one steady, conscious adjustment at a time. The specific influence of the moon during this interval is far more than a simple mark on the calendar. It functions as an essential guidepost for both collective focus and movement. Following the potent supermoon and the stabilizing wolf moon, the shared collective energy is measurably heightened, encouraging concentrated attention toward choices that actively support long-term, self-sustaining stability rather than fleeting, short-term gratification. Individuals who feel internally off-center or vaguely unsettled may struggle to articulate why their familiar routines no longer satisfy them, or why established interactions with others feel surprisingly draining or confusing. This confusion is simply the shared field actively recalibrating, diligently sorting what remains aligned from what no longer serves the highest good. During January 16th to 21st, countless people will notice small yet highly persistent shifts in their automatic reactions to daily experiences, responses that once came instantaneously and automatically now pause for a necessary moment, creating crucial openings for entirely different, more conscious approaches. These moments of subtle pause are not accidental. They are an integral component of the moon shift, actively activating collective receptivity to new, higher rhythms. Even seemingly simple acts such as deciding to speak with consistent honesty, setting aside unnecessary effort and striving, or prioritizing clarity over emotional repetition contribute measurable, positive charge to the overall energy flow. These ongoing adjustments are subtle in their surface appearance, but fundamentally powerful in their accumulated effect across millions of individual lives. Some individuals will find old, long-buried frustrations rising unexpectedly to the surface, testing their patience in ways that feel uniquely challenging. This experience is neither a failure nor a sign of spiritual resistance. It is a clear signal from the collective field that certain established habits, psychological patterns, and ingrained routines are currently being subjected to intense questioning and necessary dissolution. Navigating these momentary flares with patient awareness allows the broader energy shift to unfold with significantly less internal friction. People frequently observe that circumstances that previously demanded constant, frantic attention now seem to resolve themselves with greater ease when approached calmly and deliberately. The moon acts as the master timing marker, precisely indicating which moments are optimally ripe for these subtle yet profound adjustments. Another significant facet of this week is a highly noticeable, practical recalibration of priorities. Tasks that previously felt intensely urgent now possess a surprising emptiness, while small, deeply grounded actions suddenly hold disproportionately greater meaning and resonance. Interactions that were repetitive, superficial, or draining begin to fade out naturally. The collective field is intentionally clearing expansive space for what genuinely sustains life, and the moon is the catalytic focal point for this essential adjustment. The shift strongly encourages authentic participation in ways that are truthful rather than merely performative. Engagement now is measured exclusively by its underlying substance, not by its intensity of effort. People may also experience significant fluctuations in their energy levels without any clear external cause. Some days feel markedly lighter and easier, as though movement requires minimal effort. Other days carry a non-physical yet subtle weight, similar to the body or mind being asked to rapidly adjust to a new atmospheric pressure. These energetic fluctuations are simply part of the same unifying lunar influence. They reflect the collective field actively recalibrating, assisting individuals in aligning more closely with choices that robustly support long-term growth and stability. Even moments of deep hesitation or uncertainty are valuable components of the process. They simply indicate specific areas that require a fresh approach rather than immediate self-judgment. Communication and decision-making are likewise powerfully affected. Simple, honest statements or small, clearly defined commitments take on a larger, unexpected impact when internal intentions are tightly aligned with practical, outward action. They carry a resonance that extends far beyond immediate circumstances. The moon's influence dramatically heightens the overall effect of these decisions, strongly encouraging consistency and unequivocal clarity. This is precisely how collective activation unfolds in practical terms, through steady, mindful everyday participation, rather than large, dramatic, one-time gestures. Shared perception also undergoes a significant change during this stretch. People start noticing patterns in their own private experiences that subtly mirror much larger and global trends, often without immediately realizing the connection. Old, time-wasting distractions lose their grip and appeal. New, constructive priorities emerge organically. There is a quiet, unwavering clarification that occurs when the moon's influence interacts with the global field. Actions rooted in calm steadiness now expand their influence far more effectively than hurried, chaotic, or reactive efforts. Over time, these accumulated subtle adjustments effectively shape the collective tone without any central authority orchestrating the shift. The concluding part of this sequence demonstrates exactly how deep-seated resilience grows. The collective field becomes powerfully adaptive, allowing unexpected challenges to be handled with notably less disruption and psychological fallout. Ordinary, mundane decisions, whether concerning personal focus, conversation content, or daily tasks, acquire heightened significance because the shared global energy now actively reinforces clarity and coherent alignment. The moon shift operates as an energetic timing guide, making those moments of choice far more noticeable and easier to navigate successfully. By the end of this profound period, the cumulative effects of the moon, supermoon, and wolf moon will be clearly visible, not as sensational events, but as a subtle yet powerful transformation in global focus and interpersonal interaction. Daily consistency, unwavering attention, and conscious participation become the most potent tools of influence. Small, steady adjustments quickly accumulate into meaningful, lasting change. People inherently sense this transformation even without being able to intellectually label it. The energy shift gently reminds everyone that the collective field is a living, responsive entity, meticulously shaped by ongoing, mindful participation. The process is tangible, profoundly practical, grounded, and undeniable in its pervasive effect. The global movement continues quietly, but with immense power. Individual choices interlock, to form a shared, harmonious rhythm that encourages unparalleled stability, deep clarity, and sustainable ethical growth. The moon acts as the guiding celestial mark, reminding every observer that even the most ordinary, simple actions possess far-reaching, broader influence. By choosing to participate thoughtfully and steadily, individuals actively contribute to a collective field that becomes increasingly aligned, balanced, and supremely capable of carrying forward intentions that genuinely matter. The period from January 16th to 21st demonstrates, above all, the critical importance of attention, impeccable timing, and conscious engagement. All chosen ones, all master co-creators of the new Earth, listen closely. The collective tide is shifting. It is not a distant cosmic rumor. It is a profound invitation vibrating within your very marrow. The sleeping masses are still waiting for a savior. They look to the sky, to political stages, or to great leaders to fix a broken world. But you, the ones with eyes to see, know the ultimate truth. The revolution is not external. It is an internal, conscious coup. The greatest power in this gateway is not found in shocking events, but in the devastatingly potent choice of the individual soul. You have been told you are small. You have been told you are just one among billions. This is a lie of the Matrix, designed to keep your power dormant. In the realm of spirit and energy, we operate by the law of the quantum butterfly effect. A single conscious adjustment within your heart, one decision to choose peace over rage, one moment where you refuse to play the old script, sends a shockwave through the entire field. Energy never disappears. It only transmutes. Your single grain of sand is not just part of the desert. It is the catalyst that determines the shape of the dunes. Ask yourself this piercing question: am I contributing to the old frequency of scarcity, or am I anchoring the light of the new earth through my every thought and action? The journey of awakening is a relentless path. You will feel the pull of the old world. You will feel the exhaustion of the purge. You might even hear the echoes of doubt whispering that you are failing. Do not be deceived. These challenges are the final boss battles of your old timeline. The Matrix functions on automatic reaction. It hits a button, and you are programmed to feel fear, anger, or unworthiness. Your greatest weapon is the sacred pause. This is the space between the trigger and your response. In that microsecond of silence, you seize the wheel from the subconscious program. Each time you choose a conscious response over an automatic reaction, you are literally rewiring your neural pathways and fortifying your soul's sovereignty. You are not just healing yourself, you are creating a zero-point anchor for all of humanity. You are not alone in this. You are supported by the infinite intelligence of the Source and connected to a global grid of souls who have also said yes to this mission. Your consistency is your power. Your clarity is your currency. To confirm that you accept the responsibility of being a pillar of light and that you are ready to master your reactions in this 2026 timeline, you must anchor your energy right now. Like this video to synchronize your vibration with the collective awakening. Subscribe to the Holy Days to ensure you stay aligned with the daily transmissions required for this transition. The activation code. Go to the comments right now and type 777. Typing 777 is your definitive declaration of spiritual perfection and divine completion. It tells the universe that you are stepping out of the role of the observer and into the role of the architect. Your choices are the seeds of the future. Plant them with intention. Live with authority. The new earth is being built through you.